Thousands of South Africans living abroad have registered to vote in the upcoming national elections. The Electoral Commission of South Africa, the IEC, says nearly 30,000 people across more than 100 countries globally have registered thus far. But Haley Reichardt is a passionate, committed South African based in London, says there are still significant problems with overseas registration and voting. And she joins us now on the line. A very good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, Elvis. How are you?
Very well, Ms. Reichardt. Why are there still, you think, significant problems with overseas registration and voting?
So there's 5 key issues. It is loss of citizenship, which it's an initiative I started 10 years ago. The DAs won the Supreme Court of Appeal 6-7 months ago now, but they have to wait for the Constitutional Court to ratify or approve it. So lots of people frustrated and surprisingly, the ones who've lost their citizenship are the ones who really want to vote the most, but they are unable to regain their citizenship, unable to apply for the necessary documents in order to register to vote. Second one is access to voting. So the current legislation only allows for us abroad to vote in person at our foreign missions. There's 120 of them. There's 13 have closed in the last couple of years, and a lot of people. So if you live in the Cayman Islands, you have to fly to New York or Jamaica. If you are in Perth in Australia, you have to fly the other side of Australia to where our foreign mission is in Canada. If you're up in Scotland, you have to come down to London. So it's access to voting is, not everyone can take off a day. It is on a set day. I'm hoping that it will be on a Saturday. That might allow some more people to come. But there is no, there's no alternative to voting other than in person at foreign missions. The voter registration. So I think the new online portal that the IEC have created is hugely welcomed. However, it is also extremely problematic. It was supposed to be available to us in August. It was only made available after numerous delays on the 6th of December, effectively giving us 2 months to try and register close to 2 million people. I'm literally hand-holding and spoon-feeding and begging and pleading people because people want to give up because of the issues. It is taking them. Some people are managing to get through quite quickly with the registration process, but others are having endless technical issues and the point of giving up. And I know we are losing registrations quite rapidly. And then, sorry.
So you are talking about the online registration portal, that particular system.
Yes.
At this point in time, is it very useful or is it useless?
It is useful. So as of, I don't have the latest figure from yesterday, but as of Tuesday morning, there were 28,029 South Africans who had successfully registered. Because of the complaints, so I'm very grateful to Mr. Granville Abrahams, who's the IEC's General Manager for Electoral Affairs. He was here in London for the in-person voter registration weekend, this last weekend. On Monday morning, he made a change to the system. A lot of problems are coming in where people are trying to upload your documents. So because of the loss of citizenship, those of us abroad have to have both our passport and our ID to verify that we are still citizens. However, we have to upload these documents, and it's the uploading and verification of these documents that is causing the bulk of the problem. So we've got some tips and tricks, troubleshooting to be able to do it, but lots of people are struggling to get their documents uploaded. It's not working for everyone, but on the third attempt, it's supposed to show a pop-up to send for manual verification and still allow you to proceed. But a lot of people are still really struggling. And then just 2 more issues is special votes. So those of us abroad, our vote is deemed a special vote. I don't know if you want to call it, we need a different type of special vote or an extra special vote for people who cannot go in person to their foreign mission on the set overseas voting day. So we've got a lot of people who work on cruise ships. I had a captain of a ship contact me. He said he arrives at port in Panama on the 2nd of May. Is it possible for him to drive through to the foreign mission and vote on a different day abroad, like we have special votes in South Africa? And the IEC have turned around and said no, because our legislation does not allow for it. Lots of farm workers based all over America, that it's planting season, they can't take time off. We've got pilots, all sorts of oil riggers, all that kind of thing. So in the statement, I think it was either yesterday, I think it was the 25th of January, the IEC is set out a statement saying that that the government had set out a statement saying that they are making available voting for everyone and not forgetting any citizens. However, sorry, I forget offhand what the exact statement was. But they are, to say only 28,000, it could be 30,000 by now that have registered, compared to the estimated 2 million abroad, is a huge issue. Another issue is Home Affairs. So I have permission from a senior Home Affairs official to send any long outstanding or problematic or emergency cases forward to them. However, some people are waiting well in excess of 6 months for documents, so passports, home ID documents that we need. There's been a lot of problems with applications from the UK regarding fingerprints. It's a bit of a dispute between, and I'm reading between the lines. I know who I believe with regards to VFS, which is the outsourced company that we have to apply for our visas through, for our passports through. And what Home Affairs say. So lots of people don't hear anything for months, get told they have to go back, and there's only 3 offices in Edinburgh, Manchester and London. They have to go back and redo their fingerprints. They're told it shouldn't take too long. People are still waiting from November. They still haven't had any response. Yes. So accessing documents in time to be able to register, and if they or to be able to vote on voting day is also a massive issue.
So we have now the online registration portal system, but what do you think needs to be done more to ensure that South Africans living abroad has fair and equitable access to voting? We live in the 21st century, so isn't it now time that we can vote online?
I would love that. I am aware the DA have created a petition, and they're asking South Africans around the world to sign it, which is more voting stations abroad.da.org.za. That is towards helping them identify. Well, they believe that there are 15 key locations with lots of South Africans. They are working on a court case, so this is not something. And I know that there's been a misconception in the media that the DA are taking the IEC to court. It is not the IEC. It is down to our legislation. So our legislation only allows for in-person voting at voting stations. So they need to basically take the government to court to change the legislation to allow for alternative options. Now, it would be fantastic to have online voting. That brings a whole bunch of other difficulties with regards to setting up a safe, secure IT system for that. But there is no postal by proxy options either, or just having a few key temporary voting stations. So it's not just our legislation. I believe, I'm not too familiar with the rules, but I believe there may be international rules that apply regarding the Hague Convention as well. So worst case scenario, even if we just managed to get a handful of temporary voting stations open to allow improved access for this election, but certainly lobbying towards ideally online voting would be amazing.
I thank you so much. Hayley Reichardt, the passionate, committed South African based in London.
You can find SAFM Current Affairs on 104 to 107 nationwide.